49er fans, let's jump into another mailbag video here on the 49ers Report. Use the hashtag 49ers. That is, of course, the best way to go ahead and get your questions answered. These were all pulled from one of our live Q&A videos. Happens every Thursday night at 6 p.m. And so, of course, always stay tuned for whenever those happen. But without further ado, our subscribers have questions. I have answers. Let's see what the first question is. Tristan McDaniel says, you think we should keep, cut, trade Jimmy Garoppolo? I know you have said to keep him, but I'm not sure. So here's the deal on Garoppolo. Can you win with him? Yes. And so the simple answer is keep him. Now, could you be a lot better with somebody else? Maybe. I think Deshaun Watson for sure, but we don't know about the first-round quarterback. So I would be interested in keeping him. However, if a team like the Patriots wants to trade for him, I would not say no. Does that answer the question? I don't think it does, right? It's just hard because if you let him go and he balls out with New England and then you draft a quarterback and he stinks, then you look like an idiot. Or the vice versa happens, you look even more like an idiot. So I'm on the keep train, but I would not be upset if they went a different direction. Like, I wouldn't hate it, right? Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. Okay. R&B Bros. 49ers signed Kwon back if the Saints cut him to reform the Hot Boys. There's a reason that they cut Kwon Alexander. I know he had an injury, and I feel bad for him, but even Emmanuel Sanders and Kwon Alexander, I mean, the 49ers won both trades. Like, those were both guys that just did not get back to the level they were playing at when they were in San Francisco. So they look good for going ahead and letting them go. So no, I'm out on re-signing Kwon Alexander. I like the guy. I mean, I absolutely think he's a great linebacker, but one too many injuries is kind of an issue for me. And also I think they're fine at linebacker too, so I wouldn't worry about it. Miggy says, "Winners get another running back." Yes, but they don't need one. And I'll say that again. Like, I wouldn't hate them getting a running back in the later rounds of the NFL draft or signing someone cheap in free agency if they have the money. You got to not re-sign Trent Williams to do that. But I feel good about Raheem Mostert. I feel really good about Jeff Wilson Jr. And I like Michael Hasty out of Baylor. I think he's a good third option there in the backfield. You can only give the one person the ball at a time. Like, you don't have four running backs and try to rotate through them all. It's a problem they had just even as early as last year, pre-injury. So they don't need one, and I'd be fine without it. Mitchell Schwartz is younger than Trent Williams. Well, that's a good observation. You're not wrong there. Victor Shum was a Baby Yoda picture. No, he's not. But I'd rather keep Trent Williams. He's a better overall tackle. Like, Schwartz is good. I don't think Schwartz is bad at all, and someone's going to go ahead and pay a lot of money for him. But I think Trent Williams has 3 or 4, maybe even 5 good years left in him. A lot of tackles can play till 36 or 37. He's only 32 years old. He did go to Oklahoma. Only allowed 4 sacks last year. Like, if even being a little iffy, he wasn't that great last year. Only allowed 4 sacks. I really think they're going to re-sign him, even though it's a lot of money. And I keep being kind of like, well, what if they don't? And then you got to do something about it. I think in the end, my heart of hearts, like you guys would agree, they're going to go ahead and re-sign him. Aiden says the 49ers draft Surtain or trade for Gilmore. I wouldn't do both, right? And the reasoning there is, of course, they're probably going to re-sign one of their free agent cornerbacks, hopefully Jason Verrett. So if they were to re-sign Jason Verrett, then pick one of these two, draft Surtain or trade for Stephon Gilmore, right? Like, either or. Both is going to be too much. And trading for Gilmore is going to cost you probably a second-round draft pick. It'd be expensive. It originally was a first, and now it's gone a little bit. So if you want to know which I'd have of these two, I'd have Surtain. Just because he's younger and cheaper, right? So believe it or not, I'd rather have Surtain. Name a draft prospect I should look into more. Make me do homework on the NFL draft by naming a draft prospect I should look into. How about that? Let me know what you guys think right now down below. Do you have a draft prospect I should spend more time looking into? Comment who that is down below, and I probably will. All right, next question comes from Aaron. It says, sign Bud Dupree. Bud Dupree is going to be expensive in free agency, and the Niners don't really need him, honestly. I mean, I think that Dupree is going to be way out of their price range, so I'm out on Bud Dupree. Great player, though. I mean, Pittsburgh is losing a lot of players. Like, they're going to lose Juju. They're going to lose Bud. Tough for the Steelers. Good thing we're not Steeler fans. DT says, we're good second-round corners if the 49ers select offense in the first. Let me think about this. I know this. Okay, let me try and remember then. There's the one from Ohio State. I'm forgetting his name. He's a second- or third-round guy, although he got abused in the national championship game. Just a little fun fact. There's the one from Georgia. I'm blanking on his name right now as well. He's going to be a second-round cornerback. And then there's one more. I'm forgetting their names right now, though. Yeah, that's bad. I talk about them like every single day, and I'm blanking on their names right. Campbell. There you go. Okay, well, that's one of them. Thank you. What's the other one's name? Shaun Wade. That's the Ohio State guy. Shaun Wade is rated as a top probably 7 corner in this draft. He just is he just got obliterated in the national championship game. Elijah Molden out of Washington, too, would make a lot of sense. I forgot about him. Good for throwing him in there. Molden could be another guy you could grab in the second or third round. So there you go. I mean, there are options, right? Asante Samuel Jr., probably a late first-round guy. Maybe an early second-round guy. I would actually like him a lot. His dad, Asante Samuel Sr. is a baller. One of the great pick 6 corners in the league. So, yeah, there are options if you don't get one at 12, right? Like, so you needed a tackle at 12. You get your corner second round, no problem. Mickey says, better fits on the 49ers quarterback, Watson or Donald? Donald? Oh, Darnold. I was like, Donald Duck. I don't even know what I'm talking about here. Darnold. But better fit is Deshaun Watson, obviously. Sam Darnold is probably going to be traded. I mean, come on. I mean, I really feel like the Jets are taking a quarterback, probably Zach Wilson at number 2. I think that's the wrong thought, but Robert Saleh's in charge, not me, so do whatever you want. But, of course, I think Watson's a better fit. And whether you like Watson or not, he's expensive, and that's kind of the issue. But if you want fit overall, I think Watson would ball out in San Francisco, and I've said that for months. John says, trade McGlinchey to the Colts for a second raise-signed Trent draft Slater, 12 trade JG to the Pats, and a second, both on those, jeez, this is a lot. And a second, use both of those seconds to come up with the first round draft out of Trask Vermont. Man, I don't mind most of that stuff. I don't think the Colts would take Michael McGlinchey for a second, but that's just me. I wouldn't mind Slater at 12. I think he's really, really good. I wouldn't mind trading Jimmy Garoppolo to the Pats, but it wouldn't work for a 12 or a second. And I wouldn't use both seconds to come up with the first for Trask Vermont. I think Trask is for sure a second-round guy. Mond, I think, is going to go in the second round, but could go higher. Let's call quarterbacks. Like, they're so overvalued because it's such an important quarterback position that they very easily could all be drafted in the first round. You could see 7 quarterbacks go in the first round this year, and then I look stupid, so I don't really know. Let's see here. You guys like free stuff? Like, what a random question, but it's true, right? You like free stuff? Type Y down below for yes. Type N down below for no. I mean, I like free stuff. I don't know about you guys. If you don't like free stuff, you can just type no, and then you're just a hater, but that's fine. Speaking of free stuff, our jersey away, the free stuff that we're giving away is happening yet again with our friends at BetUS. So very simple, right? Use the link, chatsports.com/49bet. Use the promo code Niners125. You got to deposit at least $100, and then bet on and show us that you bet on one of the upcoming conference championship games in college basketball and March Madness itself. Once you do all those things, again, sign up with our link, use our promo code, deposit $100, be a first-time depositor, bet, and then email us that you are betting 49ers at chatsports.com. You see that on your screen. We will send you a brand new George Kittle jersey, Nike Red Limited Scarlet, fantastic, or go ahead and send you a brand new Nick Bosa jersey. Once you confirm that your account is set up and we confirm it with you guys, we'll send you a jersey. A lot of people DM me a picture. Also, if you do this, DM me a picture of you in the jersey. I'll put it up on my Twitter account because that's kind of cool. Now, you're wondering who you can bet on for the college basketball championship game, or just want to bet on games in general. I would just, maybe point you to the Baylor Bears, my alma mater, who looks absolutely fantastic this year. You put down $10, you win $30. So you bet on Baylor right now. You put down $100 and you win, and Baylor wins the national championship game, you get $300. So pretty good betting odds right there. You see that's, of course, your NCAA college basketball top 5. Baylor sitting at number 2. Again, to get the free jersey, all you got to do, chatsports.com/49bet. Use that promo code Niners125. Put your $100 deposit down, put your bet down, and then email us 49ers at chatsports.com, and we will send you your jersey. All right, a couple more questions here. Let's get this rolling. What do we got? Goated says, in what order do you think the NFC West teams finish the end of the regular season? I think Niners, Rams, Cardinals, then Seahawks last. Is that assuming Russell Wilson is a Seahawk? If Wilson's a Seahawk, they're going to be fine. Now, I know there's rip and there's drama, but I think Russell Wilson wins. I mean, I would say probably Niners, Rams. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's similar to what you have right now. I'm like, oh, man, that's tough. I think the Rams are going to be good. Let me just say this. I'll go Niners, Rams, Seahawks, Cardinals, but the Rams are going to be really good this year. I mean, we cannot downplay at all how good Matthew Stafford is going to go ahead and be with the Rams. I'm blanking on the name of the Rams coach right now, but Sean McVay. You just got to understand it. So let's move on here. Andreas says, can you afford to sign Aaron Jones? We really can't. He's going to be expensive. Probably the most expensive free agent running back. If you don't sign Trent Williams, then maybe, but I don't think you need him. I try to take Raheem Mostert. He's a lot cheaper and knows the system a lot better overall. Jones is going to go somewhere that's going to overpay him, much like free agent running backs do. I think like Le'Veon Bell with the Jets, right? Just too expensive. Hero says, one position extremely important for the 49ers. Left tackle and corner, right? I mean, you re-sign Trent Williams, you're fine. Corner is crucial. They got to get corner figured out. That way, you have a good cornerback and a good overall backfield in terms of the secondary. The pass rush is going to get home a lot because the quarterback's going to have a lot of coverage sacks. So I'd say cornerback right now. For sure, most likely cornerback. Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Jay says, what free agents should the 49ers target in week 1? Oh, man, that's tough. I got to think here. Internal free agents, right? Get your internal free agents done first, and then go ahead and look out and maybe sign somebody. Maybe a cheap wide receiver, I think, can make a lot of sense. And maybe a cornerback if you don't re-sign any of your internal cornerbacks. But either way, whatever they do, we'll have it covered here on the 49ers Reporters. We do plenty of free agency stuff. So if they sign somebody, we got a video up breaking it down. If they're rumored to sign somebody, we'll have a video up to go ahead and break it down. So make sure you guys subscribe down below. Hit that bigger subscribe button. And let me help you by giving you guys the latest and greatest coverage here for our 49ers. Okay, other questions that are coming up here. Let's go ahead and do the REMB bros. 49ers running back to have a breakout year. The easy answer is Michael Hasty. I'd say Jeff Wilson Jr. I think there's a scenario where Mostert is still the feature back, but Jeff Wilson Jr. is like 1B from a running back standpoint. I would not be surprised if it is Jeff Wilson Jr. Orlando says how confident for Hurd returning a receiver squad. How many catches will he get? I'm confident he's going to be there. I mean, you can't guarantee it because the guy's just been so darn injured. You feel bad for him. Catches, I think you got to hope for at least 30 minimum and then at 50 maximum because, like, you know, it's going to be his first year technically because he hasn't played at all. So, yeah, that's where I'd go. Probably 30 to 50. Eric J31 says, Brandon Aiyuk breakout season. I mean, he already kind of had a breakout season, right? I mean, the guy was really good. Rookie wide receivers don't ball out. It just doesn't really happen. It's tough to go from a college wide receiver versus college defensive backs and then coming in and catching 60 balls for 748 yards, 5 touchdowns. I mean, he was good. So I guess breakout would be 1,000 yards, and maybe that's kind of what you're asking me right now. I think he can be a 1,000-yard receiver. I think he got to share with a guy like Deebo Samuel, but I think being a 1,000-yard receiver is a very real possibility. What do you guys think? Give me a like if you guys agree, right? Do you think that the 49ers will have a 1,000-yard receiver? Deebo was close a couple years ago. And like you said, Aiyuk almost got there. So I think that they can. Give the video a thumbs up right now. I think the 49ers should go ahead or will go ahead and have a 1,000-yard receiver in 2021. All right, let's see. Is that a super chat? That is a $50 super chat. My man. Wow. All right, up on the screen. We're going to answer your question as best as I can. Let's see. 49ers, do you think the Chiefs will have the Super Bowl hangover blues like the 49ers did? Honestly, maybe. And I'll tell you why. It happened today. They lost both of their left tackles. They let them both go. One is injured in Eric Fisher, and the other, of course, was let go by the Chiefs, and that, of course, is Mitchell Schwartz. They're going to draft somebody. And sitting at 32, not a great spot to go ahead and fill the gaps with, of course, the linemen because they all go so early on in the NFL draft. What did the Chiefs do wrong in the Super Bowl? They got obliterated by good teams that can rush the passer. Teams are going to know that. They're going to start blitzing Patrick Mahomes a lot more and trying to get him to the ground. Now, are the Chiefs going to roll out there and win like 6 games and stink next year? No, they probably still win their division because I don't think the AFC West is that scary, even though the Chargers could be pretty good overall with Justin Herbert. But I think more 10 or 11 wins is a very real possibility, and then being challenged by other teams like, of course, Baltimore, and then the Buffalo Bills could be a very real possibility. So I could see some hangover blues, and guess what? It's just what happens. It's a Super Bowl, and you have hangover blues. Like it's just how it works. I mean, it literally is just how it works. So let me say this. GQ, I appreciate the donation. You are the man. Hopefully I got your question answered. Always DM me on Twitter as well if you have any questions. All right, Taiwan Ramsey, a couple more here. Great super chat, by the way. Why do you think Jimmy G is not worth a first or second round pick to the Pats? He's just not. I mean, he's coming off of an injury, which, of course, is what he's done over the course of his career. And so injury history is an issue. And there's still question marks about how great of a quarterback he is. I think he's good, but a lot of people don't. First or second round draft pick for a quarterback is reserved for a really good quarterback. And the jury is still out on him being a really good quarterback. I think a third or a fourth round draft pick, maybe in a fifth round draft pick, is a lot more up the ladder of where the Patriots would go ahead and spend to go ahead and get a guy like Jimmy Garoppolo. Chances we re-sign Hyder, not looking good. It's not looking good because Hyder wants to get paid. Like, Hyder wants to get a bunch of money. And so I'll say that again. It is not looking good. The 49ers will be able to go ahead and re-sign Kerry Hyder. And again, it all depends. I've said it like a billion times. It all depends on if the 49ers re-sign Trent Williams. Re-sign Trent Williams, not a lot of money in free agency. If you don't, then maybe Hyder could go ahead and be a possibility.